Hey everyone, how are you today? It's Sharon Hankins live with you on Essential Stencils page. I'm from the blog I Restore Stuff, where you can follow me for any upcycling furniture and home decor tips, tricks, inspiration, all of that kind of thing. But today I'm using Essential Stencils and we're going to be making some fun signs with a Mother's Day theme. So let me know where you're watching from. Hi Susan, Dominica's here. Lovely to see you on today. Let me just refresh my page on the laptop so I can see comments coming up there as well. We'll be pointing the camera down to show you what we're working on today, but just thought I'd pop on and say hello and show you some of the Mother's Day stencils or themed stencils that I'll be working on with today, because it's only a couple more weeks until Mother's Day. And did you know that Essential Stencil has a Mother's Day bundle available? So I've got that in the description of the live. Now, when Essential Stencil bundles things together, it means you get a discount. So there's that. Lots of fun, and you get bonuses. So I've got the link there for you in the description of the live. There we go. I can see. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Kimberly. Lisa's here from Richmond. And Pat. Hey, how you going? So lovely to see you all jumping on. Let everybody else know that we are here today too. You can do that by hitting the share button and sprinkling out the love of stenciling and all things craft here in Facebook land. Or you can even use that, that share link and copy the link and send it in a text message to a friend who might want to be watching also. Bobby says, wow, this year is flying by. I know, we're at April. Well, I'm the 25th. I'm in Australia here today, so it's the 24th there in the USA for you guys. But today is a very special day in Australia, and it's actually a public holiday here, and we call it Anzac Day. So that's celebrating Australia and New Zealand Army Corps celebrating our veterans and war heroes who fought at Gallipoli. And so they have a lot of places have a dawn service. So people have been up since the crack of dawn this morning all over Australia to commemorate our war veterans and heroes in a special way, in a special service. So, but today we're going to be doing some Mother's Day crafts. Oh, and so on that note, if you are joining and watching, I did notice that they sometimes have a flyover, you know, of the fighter jet planes. And so I was looking up, you know, where they fly over. And did you know that at my time, it's 10 o'clock now here in Queensland, Australia, and at 10:18, so at 18 minutes past your hour, you may hear in the background, we'll see if we hear them, a flyover, because they're going to be flying over real close to where I am now. So if we hear that jet sound, I'll kind of go, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so that'll be fun. Yes, can't believe it's only a couple of weeks till Mother's Day. So here's what is in the Mother's Day bundle, and I've got the link to that in the description of the live, and Essential Stencil will pop the link up in our pinned comments very shortly, I don't know if you can say very shortly, but anyway, this is the spring peonies, and they are just a gorgeous set for Mother's Day, don't you think? I love this set of transfers. These are the rub-on transfers. They come with 2 sheets of transfers in different sizes, almost like little bundles together of posies, and then you've got single flowers as well. This is another set, well, it's a single. It's called Where You Go, I Will Go, and you can get all of these as single stencils as well, not just in the bundle. So this is the Where You Go, I Will Go single stencil, and it's from Ruth 1:16. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. And then this is a single set also, Esther 4:14, that says, perhaps this is the moment for which you have been created. Isn't that a beautiful idea for a Mother's Day gift, or for your mum or someone special? And then also in the Mother's Day bundle, we have this set, which is Heartfelt Florals, and they have a gorgeous butterfly. It's a set of 3 minis, 6 by 6 inch. They have the butterfly, the heart, and the florals. I will be opening up some of these as we stencil with them. And the last stencil in the set, before I get to the bonus, is this 3-pack called Mom. And it has Home is Wherever Mom Is. And I did that last year on a little house, wooden house. So that's cute. They have a mom heart and a Most Loved Mother stencil. So I'll get those out in a minute and show you what they are. The bonus in the Mother's Day bundle is a set of stencil brushes. Now, who knows that you always need more than one or two sets of brushes, because once you get stenciling, if you're stenciling a lot like I am, you don't want to be using a brush with another color on it, and you don't want to be using a wet brush. You want to have a nice, dry, clean brush. So they come in a set of 4 with 4 different sizes. So you can get those brushes singly, or if you get the Mother's Day bundle, you can get them as a bonus in the bundle. So that's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to showing you what we're working on today. I'm going to be doing, as I promised a couple of weeks ago, so there you go, in the pinned comment, Essential Stencils popped the link for the bundle, so you can go and check that out there. That's using my code IRestoreStuff, you'll save 10%, as well as the bundle saving. So when we advertise bundles, you get a saving, but then you add a code on top, IRestoreStuff, and you save an extra 10. The other week I was mentioning that I would try doing some rub-on transfers on the canvas. So this is a little a zip pouch. You could use it for a pencil case, you could use it for stationery things, or you could use it for a makeup case, or just whatever you like, really. Put some little things, carry things in. And also I've got some muslin bags. We call them muslin, or you could call them calico or canvas. These are just little gift bags. Sorry about that. I think it just kind of disconnected. My husband was trying to call. He's actually on a job with the TV station doing an Anzac Day thing. So he's probably trying to call me to say, hey, how's it looking on TV? So I'm like, I'm live. Anyway, Amber's here today, and yes, Olive is excited, Bobby. You can hear her in the background. Hi, Olive. Exercising your lungs, I noticed. Yeah, I've got the front door open, and so she was probably saw something out the front door. Here's a board that I'm going to be doing, and I want to try and replicate this. I had a practice today, folks. I had a practice this morning of doing this blended technique that I used last week. If you saw last week, there's Olive playing in the background with an empty drink bottle, which is one of her favorite things to play with. And I'm going to do that on this board. It's this blending technique that I just used with paint brushes, and I did a little bit of that last week. If you have a look at the sea turtle stencil that I did last week, we're going to be showing you how to do this one using pinks. And I've chosen colours from the Spring Peonies transfers, which are in the Mother's Day bundle today. So let's have a look. Let's get started on, maybe we'll do that first, but I'll be adding some rub-on transfers to these canvas things, and we'll be stenciling on our sign today. So a lot of fun going on. Yes, Bobby, exactly. She's waiting for the flyover. Olive is waiting for the flyover. So what I've done, and you might want to do too, it's up to you, is I've cut out my Spring Peony. I cut out the back cardboard where it shows the examples, but I've cut them all out into single individual kind of florals. And you'll see in my colours here on the board that I've chosen, there's a damask. I've chosen all the Fusion Mineral Paint, sort of reddish pinks. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colours here, but it sort of just looks like 2 or 3, but we've actually got 5 colours here. So we'll go through all of those as we do them, but I've chosen colours that are quite close to some of the colours right here. You'll see this, where is it? This damask colour in that. You'll see that there. So I've tried to choose some that will blend in with those colours. So let's point this down here. Someone said, I love how you painted your flower. Oop. Yeah, so we'll be doing that today. I'll be showing you how I did that. So if you missed last week's live, I did a sea turtle theme using Amanda's Stencil of the Month Club collab set, and it turned out great. I really loved the colours and how that worked there. So let's have a look. We'll leave our stencils for now. We're going to do the background, and here's my colours to sort of look at what we're doing. And I'm using Fusion Mineral Paints today, which if you've if you've watched my lives before, just grabbing a glass of water, you'll know that I'm a retailer for Fusion Mineral Paint over here in Australia, so that's why I use their colours. Because I sell them here, but I'm also an ambassador. I have an ambassador or an affiliate link for them in the USA. So if you do want that link, I can pop that in the comments, or if Essential Stencil has that for you, they can pop that in the comments there too. Let me just see. I can comment as Sharon Hankins right here, and so if you see that, I've got the Fusion Mineral Paint link up there for you to look at or copy or screenshot it or save it. Okay, so I'm starting with this dark color. If you've got a pen and paper, or if you want to go to your notes section on your phone, you'll be able to write down these colors as I go through them. So I'm starting with the dark color at the bottom and then moving towards the light color at the top. You could probably go any which way you choose. That's the color I'll be going today. So I'm starting with this color called Elderberry. Fusion comes in two size pots, a tester size, which is 37 mils, and a 500 mil pot. So if you're painting furniture, you'd go for the big pot. If you're just doing crafts and stencils, maybe if you're doing lots, go for the big pot. But you can also always get these smaller sample size pots, which are great for... Oh, where's my other colours? I've lost a colour here. Here we go. That's what I'm starting with. So I wanted, this is a board that I just got from our local Kmart store. I know your Kmarts are pretty non-existent over there at the moment, but obviously you can get these at a lot of different craft stores in the USA. Something similar to this. I don't remember, I think it's 11 inch maybe. These are 12 inch stencils, so it's about 11 inch across. And I'm using a brush that I've just used earlier to just go across the bottom. You could make yours blend across sideways, or you could make it go like this. The grain's kind of going across this way, so I'm going to do it that way. And what I'm going to do, it's easier for me to paint like this, or actually starting this end. So I'm putting my top end over here and I'm going back and forth this way. So we're going to start at the bottom and just paint a good section of it, which I've done similar over here on this one. And you can do a couple of different coats if you wanted to. I'm just going to do one coat. I know Amanda does lovely blending using the sponges and some stains, but today we're just going to use some Fusion Mineral Paint. You can water it down to create more of a wash kind of look. So there's our first layer. And I'm not going to measure, 5 equal parts. I'm just going to blend them all together. If one's bigger than the other, I'm not really concerned. But that's our first layer. And I may even just go a little bit further up the top and create a bit more of a laying that off. So we've got a bit of a streakiness going on there. So that's the colour Elderberry. It is a pretty purple colour. Some of these nice deep colours are great. Oh, Lisa, great idea. I could blend in a circle. So you can practice that on yours. Maybe I'll have to do that, save that one for another live. So the next colour I'm going to use is called Winchester. And again, that's another deep dark colour, but there's slight difference here. There's a darker purple tones to here. There's more of reddish tones in here. So it does still have a little bit of that red colour here and a bit of the elderberry purple colour on these peonies. So see how I'm just sort of choosing colours from the projects that I'm working on. Now I want a different brush for this one. I had to go and clean out my brushes after my little practice this morning, so they might be still a little bit damp. This is the colour Winchester, and so it's slightly darker, and I'm going to make sure my stripe is away from the edge of that one first. We're going to go right across. And it's up to you to how big or how wide you want your stripes. If you wanted to, you could make some little pencil lines to kind of make them a bit more evenly spaced out. See how I'm getting very close to that line, but I'm not exactly going onto it yet. Now I'm moving closer because I don't want my brush to have that other colour in it just yet, but now we're working towards that. A little bit of a line there for when we go a bit darker in the centre. And now I'm going to get my water mister. So I'm just getting a mister bottle and adding just a little streak of water to blend this in to the other colour in the middle, using the same brush. Now I'm going to go back over with this elderberry colour, just make sure that's all filled in. So again, it's a little bit thinner, and we're working those just along that side line. Probably put a little bit too much wet on there to blend those in. I do have my hairdryer here that we can dry it all off, but we'll pick one of the stencils from the bundle. So we're demonstrating the Mother's Day bundle. So now we can see a bit of a blended line in for those two. The next pink colour I wanted to blend was the damask. So we've got elderberry, Winchester. You can use any of your reds though for this. I'm just popping these in a plastic bag here. Kathy says, thanks for showing how to do this. You are so welcome. I found it a lot of fun doing this last week on the other colours that I chose for the turtle, sea turtle, and so I thought this would be great for the Mother's Day bundle as well. So if you missed that earlier, we are looking at the Mother's Day bundle. This is the colour damask, and it's sort of that mushroomy pink, musky pink colour. And it's quite a bit different to these reds, quite a lot lighter. So we're going to add that in now. And you could probably, I could have probably used a thicker brush for this. Just adding a bit more paint on there now. Let's see, it's 10:18 and I do hear planes in the distance. It could be those, but it's not, obviously not close enough to be able to hear it. Unless that's planes and not the fighter planes. So I mentioned earlier it's Anzac Day here in Australia, which is where we commemorate the our veterans, our war heroes and veterans from Australia and New Zealand. And so they're having a flyover, and I read that it was going to be fairly close to where I live. So I'm kind of half expecting a great big giant sound, but I'm not sure what to expect. Last year I did hear a very loud sound. But okay, so I've got this water mister bottle. I want to spray a little bit less this time. I feel like I sprayed a little too much. So to get this blending effect. Not sure if that's close enough for you to see. But you can see how I'm going over across that now. But I've got a little bit of red on this side. I don't want to flip my brush over to put too much red on this side. So you keep your brush the same distance away. And we're just going to bring that up a little higher. And just keep blending like that. There we go. Now I'm going to get this colour that I used here. I'm just going to go over that a bit more. Trying to make sure we've got that. Oh, my daughter says she can see them coming. You can hear them? Amber's outside and she's hearing them, the fighter jets that are going to do a flyover any minute. So if you hear a loud noise, that's actually the washing machine. We can also hear, we've got a lot of noises here today. We can hear the washing machine, we hear the dog barking, and we're about to hear some fighter jets flying over. So I can sort of hear them in the distance too. I'm not sure how far away they're going to be. Let me know if you can hear them. Okay, so that's the damask colour. So we've done 3 colours now. Elderberry, Winchester, damask. Next I'm going to do rosewater followed by peony. So you can see the difference in those. Rosewater's a little more darker pink and peony's almost a white, off-white pink colour. So our rosewater, just going to use, this is a bit of a wet brush too, so I'm just drying that off a little bit on my canvas background here. I've got a little drip of paint right here, so I don't want that to, oh no. I mean, a drip of water, that's what it is. So I'm going to just grab my brush and see if I can blend that a bit more. There we go, I think I fixed it. And this is the colour Rose Water, so now we're going to go down with that as our second last colour to our board, so for our background. Maybe they went further away. Okay, so going really close to our damask now, and I've now blended a little bit of that colour on the edge of my brush, so I don't want to be now going up here because that will drag that colour back into that section. And I'm going over that, blending in the damask, and I've now got too much of this red on the damask, so I can't go back over with this. If I'm going to do that, I need to use a bit of a different colour. I'll just spray sometimes you can spray your brush, and that's a better idea, just to get a little bit more of a water, and that will help to blend those colours a bit better. And notice I'm going right off the end of the board. So we've got a nice blended colour there. And then our last colour we're going to do here is the peony colour. And this is a lighter, much lighter, pretty pastel kind of colour pink. And again, I'm just going to use a small brush, and I'm going to try hard not to get it on this little rope here, so I might lift that up and out of the way in case my brush goes off the board. And then we've got our nice pastel pink peony here, and I'll go do the top edge first. Now that's a bit more of a translucent colour, so I'm actually using it a little bit thicker, and we'll get that blended into the damask now. So this is a little bit smaller of a piece. Wetting my brush, just slightly dampening it to get it blending into the damask colour there. So you've got to be careful not to go right down into that colour, or you'll contaminate the entire brush, but just making sure that you keep this colour on this side and this colour on this side of your brush, and just keep going back and forth in that area. So now we've got a beautifully blended, I think I can pop that into my container now. So now we've got a beautifully blended, and I've gone across this way. Oops, see, we've got these wet drips from my spray, so I've just got to find that colour, make sure we get that fixed, otherwise I'll have little spots on my, little drips happening. I think we've got a few aircraft going past today. And then this one, I can see another drip of water, so just be super careful with those drips of water, guys. And now I've kind of messed up because that's trying to dry. But once we get a stencil on top of this, honestly, you're not going to really be able to tell. I'm just going to pop all those in the water, and we can get that drying. So now we've recreated what I did for this one here onto this piece here. We've got a beautiful flower cutout card. Now you can get all sorts of different cutout, not cards, boards on Amazon and places like that. So if you missed it earlier, we're talking about the Mother's Day bundle, which again is a set of rub-on transfers, 2 large stencils, the 12 by 16s, and then 2 smaller stencils. I'll be using these, one of these on the flower sign today, and you get a bonus set of brushes. So the link for that is in the description of the live or in that pinned comment there. This is one that I did earlier, so it is completely dry and ready for us to do some stenciling or transferring on. So we've got some gorgeous things today. I think because the colour is all in the background, let's just open these 2 stencils if you don't have these sets. These will all come in the bundle. Got a beautiful butterfly with some floral here and the butterfly this way. That would look gorgeous in the middle. You don't have to have a Mother's Day word on it. So if you're giving a sign for Mother's Day, for example, or listen, you may even want to just order this bundle for your mum who loves to craft or DIY. Or you can send my link to your children for your Mother's Day hint list if that's something that you like to do. If your kids are wanting ideas, Mum, what do I want? What do you want for Mother's Day? Send them the link and say, hey guys, I would love this for Mother's Day. And they can order that for you. All right, so then there's the flowers. That would also look beautiful right in the center there. And then we've got a heart, which you could use there as well. You could put something in the center of it, or and you could also use your peonies too over here, so those might go nicely on this, although I think I might use them for something else. I like the idea. Oh, okay, let's go with our other option. Is our 3-pack over here that's got the mum, which is cute. We've got most loved mother. And then the last one is home is wherever mum is. And I remember doing this last time and I put home is wherever mum, M-U-M, because we have U in Australia for M-U-M. So I just took away the little top bit of the O and made it say mum. So I could do that today too. You wouldn't have to put this heart bit in there, this roof bit in there, but it's kind of cute. I think it still works all right with these flowers. And then we could add a little posy of the peonies down the bottom, which really blend in nicely with the pink and the burgundy kind of colour. I think they would go nicely. And you can choose, which I've done, is cut all these up. You could add something this way, add that down here, pop another one down this way. So got different sizes. I've just cut them all out to create different sizes. Like this, like so. I do love this colour that looks like the damask in the centre here. It's gorgeous. Could add that right there. So let's have a look at some of our, oh, here's another really large one. I do like this colour blending with that. Maybe the smaller one. Now on here, there are also some little branches which can, you know, make the little greenery bits. You can make them go places as well. So let's start with our stencil. I think we'll add this to the top of here. Home is wherever mum is. And I might do my little Aussie mum thing, and just because I'm going to try and sell this off. We're doing a Mother's Day market the day before Mother's Day. So it might be a fun little last minute gift for someone's mum. So we want to put the Aussie spelling of mum. So I'm just going to cover over the top of the O and make it look like a U. Do you think that'll work? Pretty sure I did it this way last time. Mum. There we go. Now I could use a little bit of tape on the edge just to keep it in place while I stencil. And let's use just a nice bright, I was going to use a nice bright white. We've got a colour called Plaster, which is a creamy off-white colour. I think that should work nicely for this project. Oh, no, I didn't. Hey, Olive. Okay, using a stencil brush and an offloading piece of cardboard, best stenciling tips coming up. We offload as much of the paint as we can on the cardboard, and it also works it within the bristles. So now we can go ahead and I'm going to add this little roof topping here because it looks like a home, and there's a heart featured on there. because it's light colour on a light colour, I'm not sure how well that's going to turn out there. We can always go over it with a darker colour. Could have always stenciled it with that dark colour down there. We'll see how this turns out. If it doesn't turn out, we can always just add another colour over the top of it, or use this as a bit of a shadow background and put that darker burgundy colour on it. So what do you guys think? Name of the stencil paint again, please. It's Fusion Mineral Paint, and you can use my code IRestoreStuff at the Fusion Mineral Paint link that I've got right there in the description of the live, and also in my comment. And if you use that code at Fusion, you can also get 10% off Fusion Mineral Paint there. All right, let's see how that turns out. That's cute. It kind of says Mum. I think I've probably needed to skip out on the little line in there with the O. See, that's the Australian spelling of mum. So that's fun. Okay, so you can always use, if you wanted to, the Essential Stencil detail brushes, and that they can fill in those little bridges. They're bridging brushes or detail brushes. So we've got that there, and then we can add our beautiful flowers down the bottom. So what do you think? A larger one? I do like that this one has the burgundy in it. I'm looking for one that goes the other way. Oh, here we go. There's a nice one of 2, and that's sort of, the branch of that one comes out there. I would love to add, I've got them all over the place here, this damask one that has that sort of damask colouring in it. And I could make that go on top of the leaf here, and even you can sort of layer these. We could add a second smaller one to just make it look like it's poking out at the back here. So once you've arranged your colours where you want them, I'm just going to put this brush in a plastic bag or a wet cloth, a damp cloth, so that it doesn't dry out, because I may need to use that again. And I might start with, I want this leaf probably to come over the top of this rub-on transfer. So I'll start with this one here. Oh, actually I didn't realise that I made it go over the edge there. So let's try that again. It'll still work there. Can make that go around. We could also add a little one coming out here in the background. Maybe we won't. We'll just leave it. We'll make sure it goes on. So we just need to remove the white backing and lay it down to where you want it. I could just lift it up slightly and it would still fit. So the flowers fit nicely up in these little floral edge bits. I think that will still work. And we're going to rub that with our rub-on transfer tool. And we're just, you could use a store card or something like that as well. Sometimes I've even just used my thumbnail. So if you missed earlier, we are looking at a bunch of things from the Mother's Day bundle. I believe there was a limited amount of the bundles left, so if you do want that, don't forget to use my code IRestoreStuff and get further 10% off the already discounted bundle price. It's Mother's Day coming up in a couple of weeks, so maybe you would like to gift this to a mum. Maybe you would like to gift it to yourself. Maybe you'd like to grab my link there and send it to your kids as a Mother's Day hint if they're looking for ideas for you. There's an idea for your list. Oh, Christy, you just logged in. That's so great. Yes, I just did a demo on this little circle board here, so I show you exactly how to get this blended layered background, and similar to what I did last week. If you missed our live last week, you can catch that on Essential Stencils page in their video section. You just go to the video tab. You can also find it on my YouTube channel. I'm not sure if you know that I have an I Restore Stuff YouTube channel. My business is called I Restore Stuff. And speaking of YouTube channels, don't forget to subscribe to Essential Stencils YouTube channel. They actually have a YouTube channel and they do have some tutorials and tips on there as well. So don't miss doing that. If you subscribe, then they will send you a little link to their latest videos when they do them. Oh, I think they've got something on top of the transfer there. Just a little bit at a time, rubbing that on. And then I also wanted to show you this morning, I'll see if we've got time. We're doing a lot today. Where's this one? Is that the one I wanted to use? I feel like I need this one to come up here and then a third something or other here. It's a nice large one. That might work. Excuse me. Yeah, so many different options. You could just add them for ages. Okay, so once you've removed the backing, so I see how you can layer them. So I'm layering that on top of the leaves here on this side. No problem at all to layer these. You can even stencil over the top of them. So I have used that idea in the past and have done some backgrounds using the rub-on transfers, and you can just stencil over the top of them. But if you are stenciling over the top, make sure you're using a contrasting colour, something that's really going to stand out. So if you're doing that on the flowers, the florals for example, I might use a black words or stencil on top of that. I probably wouldn't stencil pictures over the top. Pictures on pictures tend to look a little bit busy. But yeah, feel free to experiment. Let us know how you go. If you're in the Stencil of the Month Club, we do have a Facebook group where lots of people share inspiration. To join the Stencil of the Month Club, it is open once a month from the 14th to the 20th. So if it's in that week, you are so welcome to join. And we usually demo during that week and tell you all about it. So if you're brand new here to our lives, let us know in the comments. If you're new to stenciling, if you've never used the rub-on transfers, let us know. Don't forget, guys, we are giving away $20 gift vouchers at the end of our live here today. So join in the comments because that's where we'll be picking winners from. So I'm just rubbing the rub-on transfer. Sometimes it is a little bit stickier than others. Hello. Oh yeah, thanks for saying hello, guys. New here. Beth is new. Never used the rub-on transfers before. Pam, thank you. You just ordered the bundle. Amazing. Well, I hope you enjoy that for Mother's Day, if it's for you or if it's for someone else. I know that they're going to be so excited getting a beautiful Mother's Day bundle. It is such a great deal, especially if you do use my code I Restore Stuff, get an extra 10% off there. Just getting a little bit of resistance here to letting these come off the transfer. Oh, it must be something on top of the plastic. That's what it's happening. It's confusing me. And then I've layered that, so it's a little bit tricky to tell which is which layer. There we go. And so we've got our gorgeous rub-on transfers here, and I feel like we need an extra something down here. I might do that and another colour in between. So, but I may just do this one more before I start on something else. And I've got a couple of Calico things here that I wanted to try experiment with the rub-on transfers on those. So I can do one of those really quickly. But these flowers are going to look gorgeous on that Calico purse that I was showing you earlier. This one's gone on a little easier. There we go. So I'll just hold that up a little bit closer. You can see how it's turning out, and I'll add another couple here, but I'll pop that down aside right for now. And let's move on to our Calico pouch or canvas pouch. It's a zip pouch, and I just got this from our local Kmart store, but I'm sure you have things like this in your craft stores over there. It's a really cute one that's got a extra sort of wide bottom, gusset at the bottom, I think you would call that. So it does have a fair bit of room in it, which is really pretty cute. So let's turn that over this way, and I'll turn it your way so we can see. And we're just going to simply rub on one of these transfers. You could also do the flip side and add a stencil or something similar. So here's a nice, gorgeous posy of peonies. And so I'll move this up to away from where this is, because that adds extra thickness there, and it just might be a little bit... If you were wanting to do that, you could open the zip and put a piece of cardboard in there to make it a bit flatter. But just for the ease of this today, I think that we'll just pop this further to the top side of it. Thank you. Thank you for those who are saying beautiful comments about my work today. Yeah, if you do want to grab any of these. So we've just laid it down on the transfer, on the pouch, and rubbing away. Rubbing outwards to the edges. I haven't done anything to wash the canvas. You just saw me rip it straight out of the bag. So probably there is a benefit to removing it from the packaging and washing it first. Maybe, you might get a better result. We'll see. We'll see if we still get good results. Because I know that when you buy brand new things, sometimes they've got, I don't know, some kind of finish on them or chemicals on them that sort of tends to resist paints and things. But I think it's removing fairly nicely here. Just moving slowly. So some people often ask how does it last on fabric? I haven't really done a huge lot of experimenting with fabric. The first thing I did with a transfer on fabric was a sunflower on a ponytail cap, like a cap, which was probably more of that canvas, similar to the canvas fabric that we've got here also. So yeah, it has stayed on there very well. I did put over the top like a bit of a sealer. I just used an acrylic resin, like poly sealer that I have on hand for my furniture. I didn't go looking for anything for fabric in particular. But that has stayed on really well. I noticed that it has just started peeling away at an edge, and it's a cap, so I don't think I've washed it either, so I'm not sure how they would go in the washing. Has anyone tried? Have you tried using the transfers on fabric, and have you put them through the washing? Let us know. We'd love to know if you've experimented with the transfers on fabric, because they're not made for t-shirts and things that require washing. That's not what they're made for. But I love to test products to their limits and see what we can get away with. So oh, thank you, Judy. Thank you so much for sprinkling and sharing our live. Okay, so that's working pretty well there. It's coming off nice and easily on the fabric. Oop. So if you see that there's little bits coming up with your plastic, so they'll stick to this surface, then you just lay it back down and go over it again. So, Olive, what's the matter? She can see something out the door. This would also make a great Mother's Day present. So if you do have the peony set, if you don't, grab it in the bundle, because you've got the bundle plus the stencil sets that we've mentioned earlier. I think I'll do a stencil on the reverse of this. Just go nice and slowly, slow and steady. There. And it looks like it just blends in seamlessly with the fabric. It's you can feel the texture of the canvas on there. So that's one side. So let's have a look. What can we stencil on the other side? And I can actually put a piece of cardboard in through here just to stop that going through, and I'll put that so that it's nice and flat there. We've got Most Loved Mother. What about that? Hey? And so we might choose one of the colours from here. What was that colour? Winchester. We've got the elderberry colour. That was a lot of fun. Let's try that one. What did I do with this? Oh, I used that colour there. Okay, let's try that elderberry colour. We'll use our cardstock to offload it. If you want to, you can add a bit of tape to the sides to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, you could stencil Mum on there as well. So this set comes with 3. There's 1, 2, must be the other one. I've put them all together. And 3 Mum with the flowers. Oops, is that back to front? There you go. And then the other set that is in the bundle is the floral set, which has the gorgeous butterfly and the flowers and then the heart. So you could do any of those. And here is our cardstock where we're going to offload and work the colour into the bristles. Now, because it's fabric, it might be a little bit unsteady, and we've got this zipper that's causing a bit of a ridge lift up there, so we want to make sure that it's firm down on the fabric. And I'm not going to do a big swirling, I'm going to do a pounce and rub kind of motion. So because it's fabric, the paint will kind of not bleed. It will have a tendency to bleed if you put too much on your brush and kind of create fuzzy edges, but we're just going to do a pounce and wriggle motion on the fabric instead of swirling it too much, because we want to get wriggle that paint right into the fabric. This is the colour Elderberry, which is a fusion mineral paint colour, and you can get these, you can use my code I Restore Stuff and get 10% off at Fusion Mineral Paint, and also using my affiliate link there. All right, so that's worked out pretty nicely there. We could use a couple of colours. What about Most Loved? And then we'll use one of the other colours. Slightly different, but not too much. Might just use the same brush because it's very similar colour. You could, if you want, use a completely different brush though. Up to you. It's probably actually going to look very similar. And then this is the colour Winchester, I believe, yes. And again, just wriggling that into the fabric so that it stays in there. Now, I do know that Fusion Mineral Paint definitely fuses to fabric really well, especially if you heat set it. So with any acrylic type of paint, you could heat set that by either doing a dry iron on the reverse side. Well, in this case, it's a little bit tricky to put an iron on the reverse side of this fabric because it's a pouch and you've got the rub-on transfer on the other side, so that wouldn't work as well. But the way I would do it is put it in use a hairdryer and on the hot setting, highest heat, and just heat set that for a few minutes, or pop it in the dryer, but it's probably easier to just whack the hairdryer on it. Okay, yeah, there's not much difference in these colours, but you can pick your own colours. Whatever you decide to use is going to be beautiful, I'm sure. So we've chosen this colour mainly because they fit in with the beautiful colours of these peonies on the rub-on transfers. So this will be lovely. Mother's Day coming up in a couple of weeks. Now in Australia we have our Mother's Day on the same Sunday that you guys have yours, but it's our Father's Days that are completely different times of year. You guys have yours in June and we have ours in September. So often when we're doing Father's Day projects, I think, well, I'm going to be way ahead of our Father's Day because it's in September. So yeah, that's coming up. That'll be coming up before you know it. You're probably actually, some of you who are crafters who sell are probably working on Father's Day projects already. Okay, let's see if we can see. No, not much of a difference in those colours there, but I'll show you close up. You can see that the words at the top are a lot darker and probably a little bit more purple, but that's turned out really nicely. You could actually add a little bit of greenery, or you can add if there's a tiny one, not sure if there's very, very tiny ones here. If there was a little tiny one, you could add that instead of the heart there, but I think that looks cute. So we've got Most Loved Mother, and then we've got our rub-on transfer on the back of that. So again, to heat set that, you would probably pop the hairdryer on it for several minutes. And that is from the set Mum, which actually is in the Mother's Day bundle, which includes your transfers. It includes the Heartfelt Florals set of pack of 3. It includes this pack, and it also includes, which we haven't done today, and I might just do that really quickly because I think that'll be fun, one of these. So these are the Esther 414 and Where You Go, I Will Go sets. Those are also included in the Mother's Day bundle. So let me just put my rub-on transfers aside for a minute, and I am going to I'll add a transfer later, a couple more transfers. I'll step back and have a look at it. Now this is the one we did earlier, and that's completely dry now, ready for us to stencil on. So let's have a look at that. We've done stenciling and, oops, I'm mixing up my sets here. Stenciling and rub-on transfers today on our projects. Got things everywhere. So I'm going to do a stencil on this one, and I think I'd like to do, and I'm not going to fit it all, but because obviously this is a tiny little circle, but I think that we can use, sometimes you can use parts of stencils and it still makes sense. Michelle says, now I may have to get this bundle. It is a good deal, and you do get the bonus stencil brushes as well, so you get an extra set of brushes as a bonus in the bundle, plus you get an extra 10% off the already discounted bundle price when you use my code IRestoreStuff, or when you use that link there. So that's a good deal. And if you know a mum who might need it, who might love crafting, what a beautiful gift to turn up to her house on or around Mother's Day. So if you missed this blending technique, we've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Fusion Mineral Paint colours there. Again, you can use my IRestoreStuff code at Fusion Mineral Paint using my link there, my affiliate link, and you will get 10% off there as well. So what I want to do is just use this part, Where You Go, I Will Go. I think that's cute as well. We've got the flowers at the top. You may or may want to use those, may or may not. That's what I meant to say. So I do want to just make sure we tape off these areas down here where I don't want to go. You could even add a little rub-on transfer down the bottom there, but I think that's good enough spacing right about there. And this is from the Bible in Ruth chapter 1 verse 16, where Ruth says to Naomi, wherever you go, I will go, where you stay, I will stay. So I'm just going to put the top part there, and I think I will add these flowers. So what I might do is I'll blend this way, the opposite of what I've done that way. So we will grab that elderberry colour that's at the base, which I kind of half mixed with this other red in my brush. But let's see how this turns out. Adding a little bit more to the brush, and I'm just going to do the flowers, and there's a little butterfly here, and because we're on the light colours at the top, the dark colour is a nice contrast to those colours. You can use whatever colours you like. You could use a green for these leaves if you wanted to. Oh, there's two butterflies. Look at that. Sometimes I don't see what's actually on a stencil until I'm actually using it. And I see exactly what we've got here. We've got leaves, we've got a flower, and we've got two cute little butterflies. So we've got that part now. Oh, now we can't do the blending down too much. Where you go is in the middle. So if we're blending the opposite to what we've done, let's start with this down here and do the peony down there. I'm going to have to find something else to blend in the middle because, think about it, if it's in the middle it is that damask colour, and damask on top of damask is not going to work. So, Amber, can you make sure she doesn't get that plant? Thanks. She's trying to... Olive's trying to eat my plant now. Oops. Okay, looking for another brush, and I'm just using the 1/2 inch brush. You could use any size you like, really. This is a nice, very light, pale pink colour. And I'm going down here at the bottom, just on this section here. It is a beautiful stencil, and I love that they've added it to the Mother's Day set. I think it'll look great on anything. You don't have to just use it for Mother's Day type projects. Hoping I don't have too much on my brush here. And we're almost finished, so don't go anywhere. We're about to pick some winners after I've finished this little project. And if you missed any of our live today, you can always go back and watch the replay. And if you do comment the word replay while you're watching the replay, they will pick another set of winners from our live. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just do the bottom half of this, and we'll blend the top half. Maybe someone's already... Yes, Pat, the plaster colour, I was thinking about that too. That plaster colour would also work on the damask. So what I'll do is I'll be blending this pale pink with the burgundy red on the top of it. Could also create shadow techniques, that kind of thing on here. Let's see how that's working out. Oh, it's looking great. So just one more time on that other colour, the darker red. And we're blending this down. How long's the Mother's Day special on for? Maggie, I think it might be until they run out, because the bundle, there was only 44 left when I looked this morning. So, or it's morning here in Australia. So when I looked earlier, before my live, there was about 44 left. So I think they may still have them there until they run out. So don't miss out. All right, see how this, I'm just doing the top section. We'll see how that works out. Experimenting with you again. Thanks for helping me out with my experimenting. So you'll kind of see it's not blending as perfectly as the blends that I did with the paint, because the stencil brushes are a little bit more stiff, and so they don't have that nice soft blending. But we'll see. Just add, I feel like I just need to add that pink back down on the bottom section again, because I went over too far on the top section. Maybe that might soften it up a bit. And again, I'm not turning my brush around because I may just add some extra red where I don't want it to be. Okay, I think we're done, folks. So let's have a look and see how that turned out. Make sure your lids are always back on your paint pots so that they don't get ruined. Okay, so I could add another little something on that. So how cute is that? We've got the stencil, we've got those 5 different colours all blended in there. Again, if you do want those colours, let me know, or you can just go back and watch the replay, and I've mentioned all of them. Grab a pen and paper and write them down. But if you do want my Fusion link and you missed that further in my comments back there, I can send that to you in a comment if you just let me know you're looking for the Fusion Paint affiliate link, and so that you can get your 10% off. Now let's have a look at all the things that we worked on today while we look for prize winners on our live today. Let me know if you see the winners. Oops, see if I can get this up. It's falling down. All right. There we go. Okay, so we've got our round circle. Now I did show you how to do the blending technique, and we've got where you go, I will go. You know what I could do is put that Ruth chapter, whatever it was, Ruth chapter 1 verse 6, I could add that to the very bottom, which was on the bottom of here. So that would make sense. It would fill out that little space at the bottom there. Or you could add some of those gorgeous rub-on transfers. Now I'm going to add another couple more transfers to the side of this one, where we've got home is wherever mum is. And I do think that that's not standing out as much as I'd love it to. I might go over that with a second coat or something, but stay tuned for my finished post, because I'll put a finished post there. And then we did this canvas pouch, and I've got another few canvas gift bag type things as well. We stenciled and we put the rub-on transfers on that as well. So let me know if you see the winners. I don't see any winners yet, so if you do see winners, let me know and we'll congratulate them. But thank you guys so much for joining me today for another fun live DIY project. See if I can hold these all up at once. It doesn't look too bad with just that amount of flowers just going on one side either, does it? So there you go. We've got our, our finished products on our page. Whoa! And you are so welcome, Diana. Let me know if you have any stenciling questions or transfer questions. We do have someone saying congratulations to our winners, so I hope you can see them. I can't see them just yet, so I'll just have to, I'd love to read out who our winners are. There's Olive letting us know something fun is happening outside. Congratulations to our winners today. I don't see who they are. Let me see. But Essential Stencil will tag you, hopefully, if you're a winner today, and they will let you know that you've won, and you just have to email them your address. Email them your email address where to send the gift card to. So it's a $20 gift voucher. So don't forget, if you're watching the replay, comment the word replay for another chance to win. You're so welcome, guys. Hopefully you see the winners there. I can't see them just now, but oh yes, I do now. I do see them on my laptop. We've got Sandy, Julie, and Anne. So Sandy Maraudis, Julie Jones, and Anne Rodriguez, please email support@essentialstencil.com. Let them know that you were a winner on Sharon's live tonight from I Restore Stuff, and they'll send you your gift card. So thank you again for watching. Don't forget to use my code both here at Essential Stencil, and you can use that for the Fusion Mineral Paint too. Let me know. See you next week. Bye.